In terms of the landscape for social media, there's two issues I see day to day for companies. The first is their issues with their employees on social media, obviously identifying themselves as an employee of the company and perhaps doing something that's slightly unsavoury. Again, that has an impact for the company in terms of their reputation. And then on a probably weekly, if not daily basis, I'm advising clients on potential disciplinary action against those individuals. Again, in terms of what we're looking for, what the courts are looking for if it is a disciplinary action, really what damage has it done to the company and if they've suffered a loss. A lot of times when we're acting for companies, we need to ask them to take a step back, because quite naturally if they see one of their employees doing something that damages the reputation of the company, they quite naturally get upset. But the courts and the tribunals now are a bit more savvy, so they look at how many followers does the individual have, how long will the post in question published for, what are their privacy settings. So it's often for when I'm advising a client to take that step back, take a weekend to think about it. Whilst you may be upset about it now, look at it the next week, and actually when you're looking at the damage to the company, it might not be as bad as you first think. The second major challenge that I'm seeing for social media is a property one. This is involving mainly LinkedIn and other social media networks, where employees are linking with clients of and customers of their employer, and then when they leave, there is an issue with who do these connections belong to? Do they belong to the individual who's linked with them, or if the link is solely connected to their former employer, is it the employer's information? So the challenge to the company and the employer in that circumstance is, whilst the individual is employed by the company, they obviously want to encourage them to connect with as many people as possible. They then leave and they don't want that information to get out. So there's often a distinction made between company profiles and individuals' profiles. I would suggest, in my experience, if this is on an individual LinkedIn account and the individual is linking with this other individual on their personal account, it's going to be very difficult for a company to suggest that that is their information. If, however, the personal LinkedIn profile is a company LinkedIn or set up as a LinkedIn profile for that business, although an individual profile, and then the company has a stronger argument that information belongs to the company. Again, ownership of the accounts, the passwords, who sets those will be an important distinction to make. In my experience, the two biggest mistakes I'm seeing on a day-to-day basis, the first, overreactions. So again, there is a post made by an employee. Is that actually offensive is the first question, and two, if it is it causing any damage to the company? Second biggest mistake that I see companies making is the lack of documentation and protection given. So what the courts are looking for as a first point is, do you have a staff handbook? Do you have a social media policy? In your social media policy, you want to be identifying links to other areas within the business. So your anti-harassment, your bullying policies, any equality and diversity policies that you have in place. It's important to regularly update your social media policy. The world of social media updates is changing regularly, different types of media, the blogs. So you need to be identifying those in your policy and looking to update that regularly. In the employment side, the biggest mistake I'm seeing on a day-to-day basis is organisation. When I'm referring to organisation, this is of employees. With employment law, everything is quite prescribed, so length of service is key. So my one top tip, if you have any, is have a spreadsheet of employees with their length of services on, so you know, because the action you can take outside of 2 years is drastically different. So I regularly advise clients who have an issue with an employee that this has probably been going on for a year, 12 months. They come to me saying, we'd like to take some action against this employee First question from the solicitor is, how long have they been with you? The answer, 25 months, but I've been having problems with a year. So again, organisation, know your employees, know your workforce, know the length of service.